So if you've been wondering whether or not you can just take the content that you created for your podcast and or for your YouTube videos and just repurpose it as a blog on your site, then let's think again. In this video, I want to tackle a big myth, which is the idea that you can just go ahead and repurpose any piece of content on a different platform such as podcasting or YouTube and expect it to do just as well through SEO on your site. So to demonstrate this, we're going to go ahead and go into a few different platforms here, and I'm going to show you in real time why it is that when you create content specifically for YouTube, it's not going to have the same kind of impact if you're creating it in the same exact way without also doing your research on the Google component. So over here on my screen, we're using a platform on YouTube, which is called Keywords Explorer through the TubeBuddy plugin. TubeBuddy has a free version and also a paid version, and the version I'm using is the paid version with the link in the description down below if you want to check it out. But what's important to understand here is we're testing this out with this key phrase here, keyword phrase, how to grow your private practice with SEO marketing. Now, what YouTube is showing me is that this is a really great phrase to use. It has just enough type of search volume over here. It's not huge because it is pretty darn niche, but it's something that I could potentially get a good amount of views for. So this is something that I would say, cool, I'm going to create a video and make sure that I have this title and this topic inside of both the description on the title of the video, in the meta details and the tags, because this is something that I want to potentially rank for on YouTube. Now, if I were to take that same exact keyword phrase here, how to grow your private practice with SEO marketing, and I'm going to use a separate platform over here called Ahrefs. Ahrefs also has a free version available, in addition to a low-cost $29 per month option that you can start with for people who are just getting into research. And I go and I search for the same exact keyword or key phrase over here on Ahrefs. What it's telling me is that this is not really a good term for me to try to rank for on Google. And there's really not enough data. So what this is saying is that this key phrase is a little too niche in order to do much on Google. So I'm going to go ahead and change this up a little bit and see how we can adjust this. And I'll notice that, okay, grow your private practice is something that I can start to rank for. This looks like something that would be fairly easy. There's not really a whole lot of search volume on it. And I'm going to see what other key phrases I can look at. How to grow your private practice, another option on here. So what I'm seeing is that the search intent on Google is slightly different than something on YouTube. Whereas when I'm looking for this on Google, what I'm seeing is that most people aren't actually searching for specific ways on how to do this, but they're more so asking general questions about how to do it. And on YouTube, what I'm seeing is if I were to take out the with SEO marketing and just look for how to grow your private practice, I'm going to see a slightly different metric. This still has good search volume, so I could potentially take this and use that as a way to have an entry point in. But really the main point of this is to show you that though some terms that you might be looking to rank for on YouTube, they're going to have different variations that you want to be double checking when you're going to put it into something like your blog, your website for Google SEO, because the search intent is going to be slightly different. So again, we don't want to just copy paste whatever we're creating on YouTube or on your podcast, but we also want to pay attention to how that is going to perform on other platforms, especially with Google search and with Google Analytics. So in this example here, as you're seeing, this key term, not a whole lot of traffic happening to it, fairly low. It is a super easy word to rank for, meaning there's not a whole lot of competition, which is fine. But might not be necessarily what I want to be ranking for. So depending again on what you want to rank for, what you want to be found for, it's important that you do your research on both platforms, because no two platforms are going to have the exact same amount of keyword research. So as you're seeing, it really is important to not just copy and paste whatever it is that you're doing on YouTube or on your podcast and then expect it to magically work the same way on your website or on Google. It's important that as a savvy business owner and somebody who wants to optimize their content for search, you're also looking at how you need to adapt and update that content for your site, and especially for Google search and for Google Analytics. This is something that can help make your efforts go so much further and also doesn't take that much more effort. So if you're just getting started, as always, this is the part where you hit that subscribe button and make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you found it valuable. If you have additional questions, please feel free to comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you in future content.